WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Columbus police make an arrest in a November 2016 homicide. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Selena Schaefer. 17-year-old Kevis Hill is now charged with murder. His bond was denied. Hill was already in the Lowndes County Jail on 3 unrelated aggravated assault with a weapon charges. Investigators did not release any details on what led to Hill's arrest. 18-year-old Deshaun Boyd's body was found lying next to a burning vehicle in the 2100 block of 8th Avenue South on November 28th. Boyd was shot to death. The car was on fire when firemen arrived early that morning. The case is still under investigation. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. The man accused of shooting and killing his son has his first day in court. Bond is set at $50,000 for 69-year-old Larry Johnson. He appeared before Justice Court Judge Peggy Phillips this afternoon. Another court appearance is scheduled for November 13th in Circuit Court. Lowndes County deputies were called to Johnson's River Drive home on Tuesday morning. His son, 40-year-old Drew Johnson, died at the scene. Investigators tell WCBI that the shooting happened Monday night and that the elder Johnson did not call 911 until Tuesday morning. Chief Deputy Mark Miley says that 911 operators were told by Johnson that he had shot his son and he believed his son died. Larry Johnson is charged with murder. A Lowndes County man is accused of secretly recording people in a home. 50-year-old Charles Richard Dobbins is charged with 1 count of exploitation of a child and filming another person without permission for lustful purposes. Lowndes County deputies started investigating the case last month. Investigators say a recording device was found in the bathroom of the home. Other electronic equipment was also seized at the home. Dobbins is out of jail on a $50,000 bond. The search for the 4th victim of a Tupelo car crash ends today, some 40 miles from where it started. The lockmaster at the Aberdeen Lock and Dam spotted a body in the gates this morning around 9 a.m. and called 911. Lee County Coroner Carolyn Green confirmed the body is 24-year-old Amber Smith of Streator, Illinois. Smith was one of the 4 passengers traveling in the car from Illinois to Florida when it took a deadly turn in Tupelo. Multiple agencies have been looking for Amber Smith's body since May 30th.
Unfortunately, with the bad weather, we've had limited progress up in Lee County, and I'm just relieved that she was found so near to Lee County so that we had a team working effort and we could close the case.
Smith's body was taken to Coroner Alan Gurley's facility in Hamilton. The cause of the wreck is still unknown. The Caledonia mayoral election is still up in the air tonight. As of last night, Bill Lawrence had a 2-vote lead after 2 counts today. The vote is tied at 172 apiece for Lawrence and Mitch Wiggins. Election officials will meet again in the morning to examine the ballots one more time. If the vote remains a tie, they will then make plans to decide a tiebreaker. Well, after serving the town of Smithville for more than a decade, Greg Kennedy will leave the mayor's office at the end of the month. During that time, Kennedy has not only seen his town decimated by an EF5 tornado, but has also seen it through its incredible recovery. Our Victoria Bailey sat down with the mayor to reflect on his legacy.
I'm still here, and I'm still available to help whenever I can and however I can. But now, at the end of this month, my role will be limited.
After 16 years in office, the town of Smithville says goodbye to Greg Kennedy as mayor.
He has done an excellent job. He's been here for years, and everything he's done has been to try to help the community.
Kennedy served as alderman for 8 years before becoming mayor. Smithville resident Martha Garner says he's always had a servant's heart.
I just reflect back on when the tornado hit Smithville. His family very seldom saw him for months on end. I mean, he sacrificed everything trying to get the town back together.
Kennedy was instrumental in the cleanup efforts in his own town in 2011, but when the 2014 EF4 tornado struck the Winston County area, according to Mayor Will Hill, Kennedy was there lending a helping hand and offering a sense of calmness among chaos.
I'd seen the need, and I'd asked for, I worked at True Temper Sports in Amory, and I'd asked for a 3-month leave of absence. Helped out everywhere I could, Louisville's got a special place in my heart. I love the people there. I love being in that community.
Garner says she will fully support Mayor-elect Earl Cowley, but Kennedy will truly be missed.
It was kind of a shock to me, but now Mr. Coward is a fine fella, and I'm sure that he will do a fine job, but I was a little surprised with that. It'll just all be new to us.
Kennedy says most of all, he hopes the community remembers him the way he was.
I just want people to realize that, you know, it's not a job. I'm a public servant. Even though my term is ending here at the end of this month, I want my legacy to be that I was a working mayor. I'm not a behind-the-desk type guy. If it takes me putting my rubber boots on and helping fix a water line or fight a fire or do whatever, that's the type guy I am.
Reporting in Smithville, I'm Victoria Bailey, WCBI News.
And Kennedy isn't ruling out a future run for office. Time now to turn it over to weather for our first look with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith?
Hey Selena, great weather out there today. This is our Alpha Insurance time lapse from downtown Tupelo at Fair Park. Some of those friendly clouds moving on through. All quiet out there at this time, but a great sunset picture right there over the water. Hopefully you are out there this evening taking advantage. Low humidity, comfortable temperatures, and we will be falling down into the 50s. Most spots now in the 60s. We're going to go down into the 50s tonight. And here's our planner for Thursday. More sunshine, 63 at 8 o'clock, 78 by noon, low 80s in the afternoon. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, well, local ministry that serves special needs adults is making progress at its Itawamba County location. As our Allie Martin tells us, a team of volunteers is turning a dream into a reality for future residents.
Like most men on this construction site, Michael Maddox doesn't do this type of work every day.
Absolutely not. I actually work for the Department of the Army.
His church from Piedmont, Alabama is part of a ministry called Carpenters for Christ. This past weekend, 90 or so men began arriving at Crossroads Ranch. They represent 30 churches from 8 states, and they have one mission: to build a 5,000 square foot lodge. The structure will be a main part of the community for developmentally disabled adults.
And this is a place where the adults will come every day, and they'll have cooks. Different churches will come in. They'll have a classroom because they can still learn something on a different level. Exercise. They'll spend most afternoons here recreation, mainly praying and worshiping God.
Renee Bennett started Crossroads Ranch after her son Marcus sustained a traumatic brain injury, and she couldn't find a residential community for high-functioning special needs adults close to home. Carpenters for Christ heard about the vision, and the mission trip was organized. 4 days ago, workers began the project after the ground had been cleared and bricks set for the foundation. They made a lot of progress in a short amount of time.
As a Christian, we have a mission that we're to do stuff at home, and this is really considered part of our home because they reached out to us. They have a ministry, they have a need, and we're supposed to reach out and help them, and that's exactly what we're doing.
At every Carpenters for Christ trip, the men eat together on site. They also stay at local churches. It costs about $130 per person. It's an inexpensive mission trip, but the experiences and friendships made are priceless.
We have 3 devotions a day. The men come and bring the word with them and speak what's on their heart, what God has led on their heart throughout the year. And through that, we actually have a revival, and we turn around, the building gets built.
We build men, and it's amazing how this changes the lives of some of these men. But it also is amazing how it changes the lives of some of these churches. They see men working together, nothing going wrong, no conflict in the men, and putting in work.
Carpenters for Christ will wrap up this mission project Thursday, but they say they'll be back as Crossroads Ranch continues to grow. In Itawamba County, I'm Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Plans also call for cottages, a barn, and a walking track.
All right, we got the bright moon shining tonight. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. The sun, more of this. Details after the break.
Your first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Check this out. A big tornado in North Dakota today, swirling around in the field. Very ominous looking right there. Pretty dark in nature. Some rich soil there in eastern North Dakota. Probably why that is so dark, but that was earlier today. Pretty neat. Here's our satellite radar or Doppler radar depiction of that event. You can see at one point in time this afternoon a cluster of 4 tornado warnings with that complex, and there could be some more storms out to the west and northwest tomorrow. Well away from our area here. So there's where the storms are going to be, and it looks like going forward, no major problems for us for the near term. The rain we've had now down in deep South Florida, also here in North Florida, southern Georgia, the Carolinas, so we pushed that away, and now we are just loving life here with dry conditions. Very dry air in place as well. Fair weather today, our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Columbus showing some of these high-level cirrus clouds coming on in from the northwest, low-level clouds coming on in from the northeast. Mixed layers in the atmosphere, but a pretty nice sunset. What a great evening we have had. Now, let's go back 24 hours. The dew point, 60s and 70s, that muggy air. As I talked about last night, we had this dry air coming on in, and we got rid of all of that humidity. When you woke up this morning, you felt the breeze. You felt the air mass change. It's been pretty nice all day long. Currently in the mid-60s. We're going to take it down into the mid to upper 50s. The average right now about 65, so below average lows tonight. Here's our Thursday planner again. 63 at 8 o'clock, a lot of sunshine, some fair weather clouds, perhaps much like today. 78 at noon, 82 at 4 o'clock. It's looking pretty nice. Some of you may fall short of 82, around 80 or 81, but it's still looking pretty nice across the entire region. Maybe a few upper 70s too. The wind not as strong from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour with high pressure really settling on in as we get into Thursday and Friday. Now that thing moves away and we start to get this southerly flow again for the weekend. We stay dry, but southerly wind off the Gulf of Mexico with a lot of moisture down there. We will get that humidity back in here. So by the end of the weekend, it's going to feel like summer, and by early next week, we'll start to see some scattered showers and storms, but nothing too widespread or strong because the active jet stream right up here is going to stay across the northern tier where it typically will be during the summertime. So yes, we will see some rain, scattered showers and storms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, but just some spotty activity around here, that summertime stuff. Until then, we're looking pretty good, Selena, through Sunday.
All right, while the Diamond Dogs are focused on Baton Rouge and Omaha, their ace hurler is also making summer plans. Tom has details later in sports.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Selena Schaefer.
Welcome back. What signs should you look out for to keep from losing your vision altogether? Well, we take another look at cataracts in tonight's Health Talk.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Bennett, an ophthalmologist on staff at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. And tonight I'm going to talk to you about the risk factors and signs and symptoms of cataracts. A cataract starts out small at first but has little effect on your vision. You may notice that your vision is blurred a little, like looking through a cloudy piece of glass. A cataract can make light from the sun or a lamp seem too bright or glaring. Or you may notice when you drive at night that the oncoming headlights cause more glare than before. Colors may not appear as bright as they once did. No one knows for sure why the lens of the eye changes as we age, forming cataracts. But researchers suspect that there are several risk factors besides advancing age. These include ultraviolet radiation from sunlight and other sources, diabetes, obesity, smoking, prolonged use of corticosteroid medications, previous eye injury or inflammation, previous eye surgery, significant alcohol consumption, and family history. The most common symptoms of cataract are cloudy or blurred vision, poor night vision, double vision or multiple images in one eye, frequent changes in your eyeglass prescription or contact lenses. These symptoms also can be a sign of other eye problems. If you have any of these symptoms, check with your eye care professional. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss treatment for cataracts.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Emergency room staff at Baptist Memorial Hospital got a valuable lesson in dealing with hazardous materials. The Mississippi Department of Health and Columbus Fire Rescue were on hand to show personnel how to remove dangerous chemicals from an individual before they enter the hospital. The hospital has its own decontamination equipment purchased with federal grants. Today's lesson showed them how to get the best use out of them.
With hazardous material events, those don't occur every day, so we have to do simulation in order to prepare the staff for the event when it occurs.
Fire department shows up on the scene, they're going to do a gross decon. They're going to get them cleaned there, but do you want them coming in this hospital contaminated? Because if they walk in that door contaminated, you've shut down the emergency room.
Exercise is scheduled for September. Ole Miss head coach Hugh Freeze speaks with the media on the school's latest response to the NCAA investigation. More from the Rebels coach next in sports.
Sports with Tom Ebel.
One day after Ole Miss releases its statement on the latest NCAA allegations, head coach Hugh Freeze gives his thoughts on yesterday's response. The head coach took part in the FedEx St. Jude's Classic Pro-Am today in Memphis. In Tuesday's response, the university gave its full support for Freeze and will contest the serious allegations of lack of institutional control and a head coach responsibility violation. Freeze spoke with the media today about the university's support.
The support's been phenomenal, and I couldn't ask for any more from our people, and they've witnessed me closely run a program, and obviously they have confidence that we're doing it the right way, and we're excited to get to the next phase of it.
How nervous are you about the next phase?
I'm just ready to get to the next phase. There's no nerves, just ready to get it over with.
3 days away from the first pitch of the prize fight between two storied baseball programs, Mississippi State will look for revenge this weekend in Baton Rouge for the Super Regional, taking on LSU. The Tigers, of course, swept the Bulldogs in the last regular season series at the Old Duty Noble. Head coach Andy Cannizzaro says it's matchups like this that are the reason why athletes come to Starkville.
Kids come to Mississippi State to compete for SEC titles, and they come to Mississippi State to get to Omaha and try to win its first national championship here. And here we are, two teams standing right now, LSU, Mississippi State, and it's going to be a heavyweight title fight. You know what I mean? Why not? If you got to get to Omaha, why not try to go through LSU? They're a program that's accustomed to going there. So is Mississippi State. So let's go play. Let the best team win too, and let's go see who's standing at the end of the Sunday or Monday.
Mississippi State will look to reach its 10th College World Series appearance. Meanwhile, LSU will look to make it their 18th Omaha visit. Pitching Game 1 Saturday for the Bulldogs, Connor Pilkington. Along with that honor of pitching Game 1 of a Super Regional, he'll also have the honor of pitching for his country. The sophomore southpaw accepts an invitation to compete with the USA Baseball Collegiate team this summer. Pilkington will compete against the world's best, facing off against international competition from China and Cuba. Here's Pilkington, what he had to say about the honor.
I mean, I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm just honored and just excited to be out there with the best, collegiate players in the nation. I feel like, I really don't even know what to say. Honestly, I'm just overwhelmed with the opportunity, and I feel like it's going to be a good experience for me. I'm just tremendously honored.
Some more awards for some mainly pitchers from the Magnolia State. Collegiate Baseball newspaper releases their freshman All-American list. Mississippi State relief pitcher Riley Self was honored, as well as 3 Ole Miss super freshman pitchers, starters Ryan Rollison and Will Etheridge, along with relief pitcher Houston Roth. Also notable, Southern Miss's Matt Wallner was also named to the list. He was the only one who wasn't a pitcher from the Magnolia State to receive a freshman All-American honor from Collegiate newspaper. So a heck of a series coming up this weekend between Mississippi State and LSU. We'll have all the coverage from Baton Rouge coming up later this week. That does it for sports. We'll have the last of your forecast coming up next.
An annual initiative that promotes literacy and encourages residents of one city to read a certain book for the summer announces its latest selection. The feature selection for Tupelo Reads is Dispatches from Pluto, Lost and Found in the Mississippi Delta. The book is written by Richard Grant and is based on his move from an apartment in New York City to his purchase of an abandoned plantation home in Pluto, Mississippi. Locals are encouraged to read the book, and there will be a series of community-wide events this September for Tupelo Reads, including a chance to meet Richard Grant at the Lee County Library on September 27th.
Weather-wise, we are warm, but low humidity will make it feel a little bit more tolerable for Thursday, Friday. Tonight we're in the 50s, tomorrow night 50s, maybe 59 again Friday night. The weekend back to around 90. That humidity is going to creep back as we get into the weekend and by early next week. Selena, a chance for some scattered showers and storms once again. But typical summertime stuff. Some may see it, some may not.
So get the sunshine while you can.
Yes, and try and get those lawn chores done that you've been putting off in the back burner, because now we actually have some dry weather.
Keith's been talking about those lawn things.
I got a new ladder today. I'm excited.
Yes, homeowning,
yes,
101. All right, thanks for staying up with us this evening. We hope you have a great one. Take care.